can't sleep tonight? Your body feels heavy, but your thoughts won't let you rest. So tonight, don't fight it. Just listen. Let this story calm your mind. Imagine a quiet coastal town where time moves slowly and nothing demands your attention. A place where even the wind seems gentle, as if it has learned the art of not pushing. In this town, there is a small house with wide windows and warm light that spills onto the street in the evening like a quiet invitation. The kind of light you notice without meaning to. The kind that makes your shoulders drop. And in that house, a woman is awake. Her name is Mara. Mara has the kind of tiredness that isn't just physical. It sits behind her eyes, soft but constant, like a sky that has carried too many clouds for too long. She stands at her kitchen counter in socks, a mug warming her hands, listening to water heat in a kettle she doesn't actually need. The sound is calming, predictable, safe. Outside, the town is mostly asleep, a few distant footsteps, a far-off car, the hush of waves that never stop breathing. Mara should be asleep too. She's tried. But something in her chest has been restless all week. A quiet pulse of anticipation she refuses to name because naming it makes it real, and real things can disappoint you. Still, she finds herself tidying again, straightening a blanket, aligning a small stack of books, wiping an already clean surface. She's not cleaning. She's preparing. Her hands know it, even if her mind pretends not to. On the table sits an old postcard that has become thin at the edges from being handled too many times. It shows a lighthouse at dusk. On the back, the handwriting is familiar. I'll come back when the sea stops arguing with the shore, it reads. Or when I can't stand being away from you any longer. Whichever happens first. The postcard is signed with one name, Lina. Mara doesn't smile. Not fully. She can't afford the luxury of a full smile yet, but her fingers hover over the ink as if it's still warm. Lina has been gone for months. Not the dramatic kind of gone, like a breakup. Not a clean ending. Lina left with reasons that made sense. Family obligations, a job she couldn't refuse, a promise she made long before Mara entered her life. Lina left with careful honesty and gentle hands, and a kiss on Mara's forehead that felt like a vow. I will come back, Lina had said. Not someday. I mean it. I will come back. Mara believed her. Believing, however, is not the same as sleeping. A soft knock comes at the door. It's so quiet, Mara almost thinks she imagined it, like a dream sound slipping into waking life. She stays still, listening. Another knock, just as soft, as if whoever stands outside knows how late it is, as if they don't want to startle the house. Mara's heart shifts, not a leap, something deeper, a recognition. She sets down her mug carefully, as if sudden movements might break whatever is about to happen. Her feet move before her mind catches up. At the door, she rests her hand on the handle. For 1 second, she hesitates. Then she opens it. The night air flows in, cool and salted. And there, under the porch light, stands Lina. She looks the same and different all at once. Hair slightly longer, eyes a little more tired, shoulders carrying the weight of distance. A small travel bag hangs from one arm. Her jacket smells faintly like rain. But her gaze is steady, brave, certain. Mara, she says softly, like the name is something precious and fragile. Mara's throat tightens. You know that feeling when you want to speak, but your words are too small for what you're feeling? That's what happens to Mara. Her mind offers a dozen sentences, but none of them are correct. So she does the only honest thing. She steps forward and pulls Lina into her arms. Lina exhales, one of those breaths that sounds like relief, like she has been holding it for months. I'm here, Lina whispers into Mara's hair. I'm really here. Mara closes her eyes, letting the truth of it settle into her body. Warmth spreads slowly through her chest, dissolving knots she didn't even realize she had tied. For a moment, neither of them speaks. They don't need to. The reunion isn't a performance. It's a quiet alignment, like two pieces finally fitting back into place. Mara leans back just enough to see Lina's face. "You came," Mara says. Lina smiles then, a tired, real smile. "I told you I would." Mara swallows. "I didn't know if it would be tonight." Lina's eyes soften. "I didn't either. I just reached a point where being away from you hurt more than anything I was staying for." Mara's hands remain on Lina's shoulders, as if she's afraid Lina might dissolve into the night if she lets go. "Are you okay?" Lina nods. "I am now." Mara lets out a shaky breath, half laugh, half something else. "It's late." "I know," Lina says. "I'm sorry. I didn't want to wait until morning. I wanted to see you before the day could get in the way." Mara's lips press together, emotion rising like a tide. Then she steps aside. "Come in," she says. "Please." Lina walks into the warm light of the house. The door closes softly behind her, cutting off the cold night. Mara watches Lina for a second, how she pauses, how she takes in the familiar space as if it's sacred. "I thought about this place every day," Lina murmurs. Mara's voice is quieter now. "I tried not to." Lina turns to her, an apology already in her eyes. "Mara?" Mara raises a hand. "Not tonight. Tonight, you're here." Lina nods, grateful. "Tonight, I'm here." Mara takes Lina's bag without asking, sets it gently by the couch. She gestures toward the kitchen. "Tea?" she offers, because she doesn't know what else to do with her hands. Lina's shoulders loosen. "Yes, that sounds perfect." They sit at the table with steaming mugs between them. The house feels different with Lina in it, fuller, softer, as if the walls have been waiting too. Mara watches Lina wrap her hands around the cup, soaking in the warmth. Lina looks up and catches her gaze. There is so much in that look. Apology, love, longing, gratitude, a promise still forming. Lina's voice is low. "I missed you. Every day." Mara's eyes sting. She doesn't cry. Not yet. She just nods once. Honest. "I missed you too," she whispers. Outside, the waves keep their slow rhythm. Inside, two women sit in warm light, letting the night hold them gently. And somewhere in the quiet, sleep begins to feel possible again. The kettle clicks off again, even though it doesn't need to. Mara keeps it busy because movement keeps her steady. Lina watches from the table, her fingers circling the rim of her mug, as if the warmth is a tether. They don't rush. That's the first thing Lina notices about being back with Mara. There is no urgency here, no demands, no tests, no prove you deserve to be forgiven. Mara's softness is not weakness. It's strength that refuses to become sharp. Still, the silence between them isn't empty. It's filled with everything they haven't said. Lina clears her throat. "I didn't come to make excuses." Mara nods slowly, her gaze on the tea leaves swirling in her cup. "Good." Lina's mouth curves faintly. "You always were allergic to excuses." Mara finally looks up, and there's a small smile in her eyes, cautious but real. "And you always try to offer them anyway." Lina exhales, a quiet laugh. Then she sobers. "I was scared." "Of what?" Mara asks gently. Lina thinks for a moment. The truth is layered, and she doesn't want to drop it like a heavy object on the table. "Of losing you," she says, "and of you seeing me, not as I wanted you to see me." Mara's expression doesn't change much, but her hand moves across the table, resting near Lina's fingers. Not touching, just close enough. "You don't have to be polished," Mara says. "Not with me." Lina's eyes flicker down to that hand, then back up. "I know, but knowing something and believing it in your bones are different." Mara nods. "Yeah, they are." The wind brushes the windows. Somewhere outside, a street lamp hums faintly. Lina takes a sip of tea. "It was worse than I expected," she admits. "The situation, the responsibility, it felt like If I left, I'd be abandoning someone. If I stayed, I was abandoning you. Mara's jaw tightens briefly. She's not angry. She's remembering the night she stared at the ceiling, negotiating with her own pride not to call. She's remembering how she told herself love means letting go, even when it hurts. I didn't want you to choose me out of guilt, Mara says. I wanted you to choose me because you wanted to. Lina's voice drops. That's why I'm here now. Mara's eyes lift. Lina meets them without flinching. I finished what I had to finish, Lina continues. Not perfectly, not neatly, but enough. And then I realized I was using responsibility like a shield, like a reason to delay being happy, because being happy feels dangerous. Mara's lips part slightly. It can. Lina's gaze softens, stubborn and tender at the same time. But you make it feel safe. Mara looks away, blinking slowly. Compliments land strangely on her, like she doesn't fully trust them. She taps her fingernail lightly against her mug, grounding herself. You look tired, Mara says instead. Lina nods. I am. Mara stands. Then you should sleep. Lina watches her, surprised. Just like that? Mara turns, one eyebrow lifting. What did you expect? A trial? A courtroom? Lina's smile is small. Maybe a little. Mara walks over and sets a blanket on the couch. The trial can wait until after you've had at least 6 hours of sleep. I'm not interrogating you at 2 a.m. Lina's laughter is quiet, full of relief. She stands too, but she doesn't move toward the couch. She moves toward Mara. Mara, Lina says softly. Mara stills. Lina reaches out slowly, giving Mara every chance to step back. Her fingertips touch Mara's wrist first, a question more than a claim. When Mara doesn't pull away, Lina's hand slides up, resting gently along Mara's forearm. I'm sorry, Lina whispers, for the nights you felt alone, for the mornings you woke up and had to pretend you weren't waiting. Mara's throat tightens again. She hates how much she wants to melt into Lina's arms. She hates how quickly her body remembers. Love is a stubborn thing. It doesn't care about pride. Mara looks at Lina, really looks at her, notices the faint shadows beneath her eyes, the dryness at the corner of her lips, the tension in her shoulders that says she has been carrying more than she admitted. You don't have to punish yourself, Mara says. Lina's eyes glisten. I'm not trying to, I need you to know I didn't forget you, not once. Mara's voice is barely a whisper. I know. Lina exhales. How? Mara's smile is small and sad. Because you always do this thing when you're lying. Lina freezes. What thing? Mara's eyes soften. Your left eyebrow rises just a little, like you're bracing for someone to call you out. Lina stares at her, then groans quietly, covering her face with one hand. That's humiliating, Mara chuckles. It's endearing. Lina lowers her hand, looking at Mara with that helpless, softened expression that always undoes her. You missed me, Lina says. Mara's lips press together. Yes. Lina steps closer. Say it again. Mara's breath catches. Lina! Lina's voice is gentle but persistent, firm in the way only someone who knows you can be. Please. Mara looks down, then back up. Her eyes shine. I missed you, she says, clearer this time. I missed you so much it made me angry. Lina smiles, a wet blink following. Good. I can handle your anger. Mara shakes her head, almost laughing through emotion. You're ridiculous. And you love it, Lina murmurs. Mara doesn't deny it. Lina's hands slide up, resting lightly on Mara's waist, not pulling, just present. May I? She asks, quiet. Mara swallows. May you what? Lina's gaze drops to Mara's mouth for half a second, then returns to her eyes. Kiss you. Mara's heart stutters. She should pause. She should make rules. She should protect herself. But she's tired of protecting herself from love. Yes, Mara whispers. Lina leans in slowly, like she's approaching something sacred. Their lips meet gently, soft, careful, unhurried, no desperation, just warmth, just I'm here, pressed into a simple, steady kiss. When they part, Mara's forehead rests against Lina's for a moment. Sleep, Mara murmurs. Lina smiles, breath warm. Only if you're near. Mara's voice is calm. I'm not going anywhere. Lina finally lets herself sink onto the couch, wrapped in the blanket like a promise. Mara dims the lights and sits at the edge, one hand resting lightly on Lina's shoulder. Lina's eyes close. The house is quiet. The ocean breathes, and this time, the night doesn't feel empty. Lina falls asleep faster than Mara expects. It's almost immediate, her breathing deepening, her body releasing tension in slow waves. Mara watches her for a while, as if keeping guard against the past, as if sleep might steal Lina away again. But Lina doesn't disappear. She stays. Mara sits with her knees tucked under herself, a soft lamp glowing nearby. The town outside remains quiet, and the waves keep their patient rhythm. Like a lullaby the world has been singing for centuries. Mara's mind still doesn't want to sleep, not because it's restless in the usual way, but because it's full. Full of Lina's presence, full of the strange ache of happiness returning, full of cautious questions. She studies Lina's face in the dim light. There's a faint crease between Lina's brows even in sleep, like her thoughts still hover close. Mara reaches out and smooths the crease gently with her fingertip. Lina stirs, eyes fluttering open. Mara? She mumbles, voice sleepy and soft. I'm here, Mara whispers. Lina's gaze focuses slowly. Then a small smile appears. I thought I dreamed you. Mara's heart twists, tender. No, not a dream. Lina reaches for Mara's hand, pulling it toward her cheek. Her skin is warm. Stay, she whispers. Mara nods. I'm staying. Lina's eyes close again. Her thumb lightly strokes Mara's fingers, absent-minded, a small sleepy habit. Within minutes, she drifts back into sleep. Mara breathes out. She doesn't realize how much she's been holding in until this moment, until she's sure Lina is truly here, safe, resting. Mara finally stands and moves quietly around the room, turning off unnecessary lights, setting Lina's mug in the sink, making the house ready for morning without rushing it. Then she returns, sitting on the floor beside the couch with her back against it, close enough to feel Lina's warmth through the cushion, close enough to keep her promise. Mara rests her head against the couch and closes her eyes, not to sleep yet, just to soften. In the half-dark, her mind drifts to memories, to the day she met Lina, months ago, in a little bookshop near the harbor. It had been raining, and Mara had ducked inside to escape the wet chill. Lina was there, standing by the window, reading the back cover of a poetry book like it might reveal a secret. Mara remembers how Lina had looked up, met her gaze, and smiled. Not the polite kind, the kind that felt like an invitation. Do you like poetry? Mara had asked. Lina had tilted her head. Do you? Mara had shrugged. Sometimes. Lina's eyes had sparkled. Sometimes is the most honest answer. They'd talked for an hour, then two. Lina had bought the poetry book. Mara had bought a novel she didn't even care about. It didn't matter what was in her hands. What mattered was that she didn't want to leave. Lina had asked her to walk by the sea. They'd walked under umbrellas, the sky heavy and gray, the ocean restless. Lina had told her about her love for distant places, how she felt alive when she was moving. Mara had told her she felt alive when she was safe. Lina had stopped walking then and looked at her. You deserve safe, Lina had said. Mara had laughed, uncomfortable. Everyone says that. Lina's voice had been calm and certain. No, not everyone says it like they mean it. That had been the beginning. And now, months later, Lina was back in Mara's house, sleeping on her couch, wrapped in a blanket like she belonged there. Because she did. Mara opens her eyes and looks up. Lina has shifted in her sleep, one arm hanging slightly over the edge of the couch. Her fingers twitch, searching in the air as if reaching for something. Mara takes Lina's hand and holds it. The fingers curl instantly around hers, even in sleep. Mara smiles, small and private. Time passes slowly. Outside, the night deepens and then begins to lighten, almost imperceptibly. The darkness softens from black to deep blue. Somewhere, a bird makes a single quiet sound and then falls silent again. Lina stirs once more, eyes opening. "Mara," she whispers again, and this time her voice holds a little more clarity. "I'm here," Mara repeats. Lina blinks, then looks around the room, as if orienting herself. Her gaze lands on Mara on the floor, and her expression shifts, softening into something that looks like love and relief blended together. "Why are you on the floor?" Lina asks, a sleepy frown. Mara shrugs lightly. "I didn't want to wake you." Lina's eyes narrow slightly, playful even through exhaustion. "You think I came back from months away to sleep alone?" Mara's lips curve. "Yes, that's exactly what I thought." Lina huffs, as if insulted by the idea, then reaches down to tug gently at Mara's sleeve. "Come here." Mara hesitates. "You'll be uncomfortable." Lina shakes her head. "Mara." The way Lina says her name, firm, tender, leaves no room for arguments. Mara stands slowly and sits carefully on the couch edge. Lina shifts to make room, pulling the blanket open. "Lie down," Lina says. Mara gives her a look. "You're bossy." Lina's smile is lazy. "You like it." Mara exhales, surrendering. She lies down beside Lina, facing her. The couch is narrow, and their bodies fit together awkwardly at first. Legs tangled, shoulders pressed. But awkward becomes warm quickly. Lina's hand slides to Mara's waist, pulling her closer. Mara's forehead rests against Lina's shoulder for a moment. Lina whispers, "I missed your warmth." Mara closes her eyes. "I missed you breathing near me." Lina's fingers trace small circles on Mara's back, slow and soothing. "I'm sorry I left you with silence." Mara's voice is soft. "You didn't leave me with silence. You left me with hope." Lina breathes out. "Hope can be painful." Mara nods slightly. "But it kept me alive." Lina kisses the top of Mara's head, just a simple touch. "You kept me alive too." Mara doesn't answer. She just stays. And for a while, they lie there in the quiet, letting the night soften into morning. The ocean continues its steady breath. The town continues to sleep. And Mara's mind, for the first time in a week, begins to slow down. Not from exhaustion, but from safety. Sleep approaches gently, like a friend who doesn't force their way in. And when it finally arrives, Mara lets it take her. Not because everything is solved, but because she is held. When Mara wakes, the light is different. Morning has entered the room quietly, pale gold and gentle. The air smells faintly like tea in the ocean. The house feels warm in that calm, early way, before the day begins asking for things. Mara blinks slowly. For a second, she forgets where she is. Then she feels it. Lina's arm around her waist, steady and protective. Lina's breathing behind her. Lina's warmth pressed against her back. Mara's eyes close again for a moment, and she lets herself savor it. This is real. Lina stirs, pressing her face into Mara's shoulder, like she's chasing comfort, even in half sleep. Her voice is sleepy, a soft murmur. "You're still here." Mara smiles. "I was going to say the same thing." Lina's hand tightens gently. "Good." They lie there without moving for a while, letting their bodies wake slowly. There is no rush, no urgency to define what this means. Sometimes love doesn't need immediate definition. It needs time. Finally, Lina speaks, voice quiet. "Did you sleep?" Mara nods. "I did." Lina's exhale sounds like relief. "Good." Mara turns in Lina's arms until they face each other. Lina's eyes are half open, soft with morning. Her hair is messy, her expression unguarded. She looks younger like this, more human. less like someone who has been trying to be strong for too long. Mara brushes hair from Lina's forehead. How do you feel? Lina's lips curve faintly, like I walked through a storm and found a door that was unlocked. Mara's throat tightens, but she keeps her voice calm. It was always unlocked. Lina's gaze deepens. I know. They sit up slowly, the blanket falling around their shoulders. Mara's feet touch the floor, grounding her. Lina stretches, then winces slightly. Mara notices instantly. What? Lina waves a hand. Just travel. Tension. Mara narrows her eyes. You're bad at admitting you're not okay. Lina gives her a look, half guilty, half amused. And you're annoyingly good at noticing. Mara stands and offers her hand. Kitchen. Now, I'm making breakfast. Lina raises an eyebrow. Since when do you make breakfast? Mara smirks. Since you came back and I feel like pretending I'm a stable adult. Lina laughs quietly, the sound warm. She takes Mara's hand and lets herself be pulled up. In the kitchen, Mara moves with practiced ease. Bread, fruit, honey, yogurt. Nothing complicated, just comforting. Lina leans against the counter, watching her like she's watching something sacred. Mara catches the stare. What? Lina shakes her head slowly. I missed this. Your quiet competence. Mara huffs. Quiet competence? I'm making toast. Lina steps closer, sliding her arms around Mara from behind. Exactly. Mara freezes for a half second, still not fully used to having Lina here again, then relaxes into the embrace. Lina rests her chin on Mara's shoulder. I'm scared, she admits. Mara's hands pause. Of what? Lina's voice is low. That I'll mess this up. That you'll wake up one day and realize you're tired of trying with me. Mara breathes out slowly. She turns in Lina's arms, facing her fully. Listen to me, Mara says, firm but gentle. I am not here because I enjoy suffering. Lina blinks. Mara continues, blunt in that way that is strangely comforting. If I didn't want you, you wouldn't be standing in my kitchen right now. Lina's eyes shine. Mara. Mara lifts a hand, touching Lina's cheek. But I do want you. And yes, I'm scared too. Lina's brows lift. You are? Mara nods once, honest. I'm scared that I'll trust you and then you'll disappear again. I'm scared that I'll soften and then have to harden myself back up. Lina's throat works as she swallows. I don't want to disappear. Then don't, Mara says simply. Lina's eyes close for a moment. I had to learn something while I was gone, she says. I thought love was something you carry while you handle your responsibilities. Like you can put it in your pocket and take it out when you're free. Mara listens still. Lina opens her eyes. But love doesn't belong in your pocket. It belongs in your life, in your daily choices. Mara's voice is soft. Yes. Lina takes Mara's hands, holding them firmly. I'm choosing you, not as a fantasy, not as a when things calm down. I'm choosing you as part of my real life. Mara's breath catches. She looks away briefly, blinking. Then she looks back, voice steady. Okay. Lina's smile trembles. Okay? Mara nods. Okay means we do this. Slowly, honestly, but we do it. Lina's shoulders drop, relief washing over her. I can do slowly. And Mara's mouth curves. Good, because I'm not sprinting toward heartbreak. Lina laughs. Soft, genuine. She leans in and kisses Mara gently. No urgency, just warmth. Just morning. They eat breakfast at the small table by the window. The town outside is waking. Someone walking a dog. A distant scooter. Birds in the trees. The ocean continues its calm breath. After a while, Lina sets down her mug. There's something else, Lina says. Mara's heart tightens slightly. What? Lina looks nervous, then takes a breath. I got offered another position. Here, not far. It's smaller, less impressive, but it's stable. It would mean staying. Mara stares at her. You didn't tell me this last night. Lina shrugs slightly. Last night was for arriving, for being held, for not ruining it with the logistics. Mara's lips part, then she laughs under her breath. That's surprisingly wise. Lina grins. Don't get used to it. Mara looks at her for a long moment, then nods. Do you want it? Lina's eyes soften. I want a life where I come home to you. Mara's chest warms. Then, Mara says, voice calm but full, let's build that. Lina reaches across the table, taking Mara's hand. Okay. They sit there, fingers intertwined, letting the future be simple for a moment. No dramatic declarations, no fireworks, just two women choosing each other with quiet courage. And if you're listening to this while you can't sleep, let this be your reminder. Not everything has to be fixed tonight. Not everything has to be decided tonight. Sometimes peace is just a warm room, a steady breath beside you, and the feeling that you are not alone. So take a slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let the story fade gently into quiet. Sleep will come when it's ready. And you, just as you are already enough.